Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to episode 13 of 100 Reasons to Become Muslim. Today we are discussing Egyptology. It not only proves Islam's truth, but it also proves that Islam is not a copy of previous traditions, which is something people commonly accuse Islam of doing. The reason for that is threefold. Number one is the contents. There is unique contents that exists within the Quran and the traditions of the Prophet that is not found in other scriptures. Number two is selection. Even when there is similarity to previous scriptures, the Quran seems to filter out the mistakes, which would imply that there is a prior knowledge to what is true and what is false. And number three is the language itself. Even if we were to grant the premise that the Quran copied from the Bible or from the Torah or whatever, what about the language that's used to portray that story, right? And we'll see how that's miraculous in this video as well. So for the contents, we have two statements that no one should have known at that time. The first thing being that the Pharaoh at the time of Moses declared himself to be God. This is not a detail found within the biblical tradition at all. And it's a true statement. The Pharaoh that's attributed to the time of Moses is known as Ramesses II. This is what historians have deduced. Ramesses II has temples dedicated to him, where you can find the statue of the gods are being dwarfed by statues of Ramesses himself. The second statement is that the Pharaoh at the time of Moses will be preserved until the end of time. In the 1800s, we discovered the body of Ramesses II that is so well preserved that even his hair still remains on his body. Now, when it comes to selection, the Bible makes some mistakes when it comes to the history of Egypt. There are two periods that focus on Egypt. There is the period of Joseph and there's the period of Moses. In the Bible, both of those periods, the rulers are called pharaoh. Now, historically, this is incorrect. The period in which Joseph existed was a pre-pharaonic period. There was not the concept of pharaoh yet at this point. And so in the Quran, we find that the story of Joseph and Moses is both mentioned. But in the time of Joseph, it's mentioned that he was a king. And in the time of Moses, it's mentioned that he was a pharaoh, which is historically accurate. So why did the Quran copy the correct value and not copy the mistakes? The third thing that the Quran mentions, there is a specific piece of language used for the pharaoh after he drowns. And it says that the heavens and the earth did not weep for him. Now what's interesting is that theologically, we now understand that Ramesses II would have believed himself to be the god Horus in his life. And after dying, he would have attributed himself to Osiris. What we do find is that in previous periods of Egyptian history, Osiris is being praised as a god above all gods. And it says that the ground will weep for you and the heavens cry for you. Ramesses, who would have believed himself to be Osiris, is being told in the Quran that nothing weep for you. It's like a direct refutation of this wording that existed in the Egyptian tradition. And now the question is, how in the world did the Quran manage to do that? When the Rosetta Stone wasn't there, there was no person on earth who could understand hieroglyphics at that time.